There's our son, Greg. He's taking pictures to share. He's created us a feast. He's got potato salad, ham with pineapple, and a broccoli casserole, all made by our son.
Who knows how to cook?
All 19. This is the other one. I just like how the mom's just like, oh, my kids are so wonderful. Meanwhile, like, Junior here is like, I'm gonna hit you with this towel. She's like, don't you do that!
But thank you, Greg, for cooking for us.
It was exhausting.
So again, here's what he's fixed. We're gonna go eat. So Scott's setting up. Scott, sorry, I got the hiccups. I was gonna say chipmunks. So he's brought his table in, he built. That's his saw guide, and he's gonna set that saw up in the hole here. It fits in there. And then he's gonna start cutting the trim pieces for around the ceiling in these two rooms, the den and the kitchen. And it's a wreck because we're working on it, but that's to be expected. Can't quite make the swing. So he's got a little extension. Little latches hold it in place.
Sometimes.
Except when we were trying to move it and the wings kept flying out at us.
Yeah. I gotta move the handles to the other side. I think it would work better.
Yeah. It's got positioning bolts and a system to hold it in place there. While he finishes setting that up, I've got dishes on the table because I've emptied the cabinets. And there's Piper. Hello, Piper. And I'll show you what I've been doing today. You can see that's the before, that's the after. And I'm working on the last, I gotta do this cupboard here and then the one above the refrigerator. And then I'll be done staining cabinets. I gotta do the doors too. But that corner was what I was dreading, and it's done. So we'll come back with a progress report in just a little bit. I was taking a wagon of old plywood bits to the street, and the plywood one, it slipped in the wagon and caught my finger. So Becky 0, Lumber 1, back to work. Okay, we're done with the kitchen cabinets. Just letting them dry. Got Mary talking in the background. Be back later. Good morning, everybody. Here it is, Monday. I'm starting breakfast. We're gonna have loaded oatmeal, bacon and eggs. And it's uncured bacon, so no nitrates. And I cleaned up the kitchen. And I am not one to have completely clear counters, you guys. I have a functional kitchen where I use this stuff. And so that's why it's on the counter. I put the dishes back in the cabinet. Just thought I'd show you what it looks like with dishes in it. And up above there is just paper towels, so I'm not going to open that cabinet. But Scott's going to, I think, put new catches on these because they don't always stay closed. The magnetic thing has gotten old. So that's what it looks like with all the goodies back in it. And we were talking about just doing a quick live at 11. So if you catch that or have caught that by the time this goes up, thanks for joining us. So anyway, that's the kitchen here at my house that we're going to sell. And I need to get back to breakfast. We just left the Goodwill outlet and spent $17 on mostly books, some for me to alter and some for Scott to try to resell. And there's Scott, so we're ready to go. This is a combination of outlet and retail space and donation center. So we went in there and got like 2 things, but then we went over there and we spent a lot. So we've had fun. All right, just a quick clip here to catch you guys up. This is the laundry room. I got that end primed the other day. Scott had to finish up some drywall work.
That guy did a nice job, I think.
And looks good. And his sister came and she was here helping us today, and she's gotten halfway up the wall and ran out of primer. So I think she needed to go somewhere. But this was a heck of a job for him.
Yeah, I had 2 real problem areas here and right down in here.
Yeah.
Because this was rough working around the existing brickwork, and they had to work around plumbing in this wall, and of course electric everywhere. So this was a real bad place. It was difficult to deal with as far as doing the drywall and finishing it out, but I'm pretty happy with it for what it is.
We need to try to wrap this one up, because we're going to need to do some laundry.
Yeah, at least.
I could always take it to your mom, so.
Oh yeah. You want to walk outside and see where it is?
I was going to show them the hallway and the front entrance and stuff. So we'll be back in a sec. Okay, here we are in the front entry. And for those that have seen before, this was a kind of a mustardy, squash colored yellow-orange, or orange-yellow, whatever. And I had Adele go over that with primer, and we're going to paint this entry and the main hallway, which is down there, all the same color.
I really like that color, but it was a little strong
for selling.
For setting a house up to sell. You need something a little more neutral.
So, but I had painted the ceiling in here when I did the walls, so I wasn't going to worry about doing them. And I painted the trim in here, so I was just going to repaint the walls and not worry about trim. So if you want to, and the only thing I might do is paint the back of this door with some fresh crisp white. What do you think?
I think so. I think that's yellowed some over time.
Yeah, well, we'll see what it looks like. We might have to do the trim.
I've always liked that light fixture.
Yeah, it needs to be cleaned.
Needs to be pulled down and cleaned.
So if you'll click the light on.
Here in the darkest hallway in the nation.
It's only got the one light fixture in it, and it's got lots of bends and stuff. This way goes to our son's room. And all I did, I washed down all of the walls with some bleachy water, and I've covered some stains that didn't come off with the bleach with some Kilz. I ran out of Kilz, and then I just had ceiling white left in my pan when I got done with the ceiling, which the ceiling looks really good. You can't really see a lot of it because it's getting dark outside, and there is just the one light bulb for the hallway. So that used to be my hobby room. That's our bedroom, and that's the bathroom. So
you gonna show them the bathroom?
Yeah, I can. But this is before I can paint the walls, I gotta paint like 5 miles of trim, it feels. Because I gotta paint all the trim pieces along the base down there and around every door. That goes back into the den and the kitchen. So the bed didn't get made today.
And you just primed some problem spots.
Yeah, that's what I told them. And that used to have, that spot up there had one of those old-timey gold fire, heat and fire thing. When the pressure changed, it would go ding, 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 ding. So I'm going to cover y'all up here real quick, because this room's an absolute wreck, because all we've been doing is sleeping in it.
Avert your eyes.
So, this is our master bath, and well, all I did in here so far is I painted the trim on the outer edge. Keep in mind, Scott's got a replacement window that he'll pop in here, and today I went around where I had left a little white still visible from the old paint job. And it does look like I need to do another little bit around there to get it to match.
Yeah, and these replacement windows, you just pop this little piece of trim molding off here, pull the old window out, and the new window just slips in there, and you screw it in on either side, and then you put a new piece of trim in there.
And we got the trim.
Yeah. So tomorrow I'm going to pressure wash the outside of this to knock off any loose paint on the outside.
Alright, so that's what we've got done so far. See the 1960s green? I think it looks good with the gray. What do y'all think?
And I pressure washed some of the fence.
Yeah, and I cleaned out that place that you wanted cleaned out so you can pressure wash the other fence. Alright guys, we'll give you another update later. In fact, I might go ahead and end this here. Here, let me turn it around. I'm going to end this one here, and I'm going to try to get all of this uploaded tonight. We are exhausted, so we're going to see what we can find as far as leftovers and get ready for bed. And we'll come back probably after we get back to Greenville with the rest of the week. Okay? I hope you've enjoyed watching this, and if you're new, welcome, and bear with us. We're in our 50s and we move a little bit slower than we used to, but we still feel like we're getting a lot done. So, bye guys. There's a couple owls over in the neighbor's tree, and they're talking back and forth. Hear them?
Mockingbird's having none of it.
Is he? Oh, I just saw one moving around.
Yeah, there's one right moving around. There's one over there.
One just flew off.
That other one must have given up.
The one that was at the back of the tree, it flew off.
Yeah, I saw it leave.
Greg said they were right in one of our trees.
I came out one morning to go to work. There was one on the chimney.
Oh gosh. Oh, I see him moving around. And this is a barred owl, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there's another one.
They say, who cooks for you? Yep, reacher.
I wish you guys could see them. They're huge. I'm sure the camera's not going to pick it up, but y'all can hear them. Do I?
Yeah, it's moved over that way.
Oh. There's still one in that tree.
Oh,
There's two still up there. Okay, guys, we thought we'd just share the owls with you. Say bye-bye, owls. Good Thursday morning, everybody. Listening to the birds waking up. Just saw the sunrise out the window and thought I would share it. And it does look like they've closed the street down there because there's a hole opened up in the street. So, not sure what's going on there. Okay guys, I'm off to get this day started. Cole's going for his booster shots at 8:30, so I gotta get around. Hey guys, this is a catch up. Scott's sister Adele got the walls painted here in the entry. If you remember, this used to be a very mustard yellow. This color is called Windrush by Behr. And then we just did a pure white on the door. The door has issues. I don't know. Scott's gonna look at it again. It developed kind of an orange peel to it, and Adele said that happens when oil paints underneath. But this had previously been painted with just regular paint, not oil paint. My brain is fried. But I really love the color. What do y'all think? We took the door off the closet. I'm going to paint inside the closet with an eggshell paint and a pure white, just to make it look crisp and clean. And the door for that, Scott sanded, excuse the wreck of a mess we've got. And he's already put some paint on this one. So, and that's the grandfather clock that's broken. Oh, okay, so let's go outside. And come to find out, the problem with the hole in the street was a storm drain failed and a hole opened up. So they've been working on that. The city has all day today. And I'll show you what I've been doing today. Come down here in the side yard. I've got a bunch of choke cherries and things. I've got to try to get them out of there. Yeah. So the fence is what I've been doing. Oh, I'm glad I walked around here. I need to get that brush. But we ran out of paint. It's not paint, it's a stain. And Scott said if I got a small roller, I could get back in there and do back behind the water heater. So, and I think that looks good. And there's the shed we built back there. This is a magnolia tree that's a constant nuisance of stuff falling out of it. And we're going to take that old storm window off. We're going to get a replacement window. That's one of the bedroom windows. But we're going to take that off from that bathroom window. That's the one Scott's got, the replacement window. And when we come down next weekend, not this weekend, we're going back up. Next weekend we'll be back down. And we'll go ahead and do that window probably then. This camellia bush needs to be trimmed, and this choke cherry needs to be chopped out. So this, let me show you guys a gardening thing. When the leaves are all tender like this, you can snip down underneath the second set of leaves at an angle and stick it in dirt or sand, and you'll have another plant. So yeah, we'll walk around and see what Scott's up to. Like I said, I ran out of that stain. And the dogwood tree is done blooming. So is the hawthorn cherry. And the azaleas have kind of hit the brown stage that I don't like, where they look kind of gross. Especially the white ones. The white ones look really gross. And there's Scott. And he is trying to pull a motor out of this old air conditioner that's been in the side yard here for a number of years. Ages. So you can see the motors down in there. He's trying to get it out.
That's what I see. Oh.
So, but he has been prepping the fence for me. Over here you can see where I ran out. But he's been pressure washing while his sister was painting. He was pressure washing and got all the old yuck off from it. And I think we already showed he painted the hinges. So I got that far. And then I ran out. And the neighbor said we can do his fence, which is this here, on our side. We can go ahead and stain it because he's going to have new fence put up later on anyway. So we'll just kind of put some of that gray on here. But then we got that short section there. And I cut that azalea way back because it was just full of honeysuckle.
We're really lucky because we have good neighbors, and I asked them, they didn't have any objections to us staining this fence. So.
Yep. I was looking at all that wisteria back there in that tree. There ought to be some alternate evil name for wisteria, because it's another beauty, but it's a pain in the neck if you get it established, because it'll take over your entire lot. So anyway, excuse me. And we need to mow this side lawn. And I guess I'm going to wrap this up for here. We might come back one more time. I'm having trouble getting my videos up onto the computer. Excuse me. Sorry. I think we're going to go get something to eat, and I'm going to quit sneezing at you guys. Bye.
Spent about an hour on it the other day, getting all the rust off of the in-feed and out-feed tables and loosening up the fence mechanism. Part of this guard was put together wrong, and these handles on here are plastic. They break pretty easy. I already broke one, so I think I've come up with a workaround for it that'll be all right. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of plastic.
Not on a machine.
Not on a machine. So yeah, so that's that. Put some Johnson's paste wax on the bed. that was a whole nother ordeal itself. Nobody in any store seemed to know what Johnson's paste wax was. So, right, I found some at the hardware store.
Yep. Anything else you want to share with the peepsels?
Well,
You put a cord on that.
my neighbors on the lower side, I mean, the Harriets, when they lived there, they gave me this sander along with a variety of other things out of that estate. And this was probably made in the 70s. Pretty good quality. But it needed a power cord, so the cheapest power cord I could find was to just buy an extension cord and cut the end of it off and stick it on there.
There you go.
That's
All right.
that. I'm tired.
All right, we're gonna go get something to eat. All right, Scott was talking about the azaleas. Well, the one is gone, but this one is really showing out, and we thought we'd drive by and show you how beautiful these are this year.
I got the window down if you want to scoot up.
Ta-da! Aren't they pretty? Big mass.
Coming up next is our old house where we used to live.
Where we spent our first 11 years of marriage.
Marital bliss.
Where we had our son. Where you dropped a car on yourself.
I do not recall that.
We used to live on Breezewood Road. There used to be a lady that lived there that had a dog named Taco.
And a big old fat lazy cat.
Yeah, the neighbor dog's killed. See how big it gets?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna roll this window down. This house right here. Everything you see planted there is something I planted over 20 years ago. All those azaleas and everything.
About 30 years ago.
Yep. So that used to be our house.
Yeah. Our first little place.
All right, let you guys